Shawn Michael Coulthard, born December 8, 1966, better known by his ring name Michael Cole, is an American professional wrestling commentator and journalist. Since 1997, he has been signed to WWE, where he serves as the play-by-play commentator for the Raw brand and as the vice president of announcing since 2020. Coulthard began his career in journalism in 1988 for CBS Radio before being hired by the then World Wrestling Federation, WWF, in 1997. WWF was renamed WWE in 2002. He has performed multiple on-screen hosting and commentary roles across his 2-decade-plus long career. Early life and education. Shawn Michael Coulthard was born on December 8, 1966 in Syracuse, New York. He attended the S.I. Newhouse School of Public Communications at Syracuse University, graduating in 1988 with a B.A. in broadcast journalism. Journalism career. Coulthard began his career in the media as a journalist working for CBS Radio. His first high-profile assignment was to cover the 1988 U.S. presidential campaign of Democratic Party nominee Michael Dukakis. In 1992, he reported on the presidential campaign of Bill Clinton. He also covered the 51-day siege at the Branch Davidian compound in Waco, Texas in 1993, and the following year spent 9 months covering the Yugoslavian Civil War. In 1995, he was also selected to cover the aftermath of the Oklahoma City bombing. He returned to the presidential campaign trail in 1996 to cover the campaigns of Republican Steve Forbes, who lost in the primary election, and Senator Bob Dole, who lost in the general election. Coulthard came to the World Wrestling Federation in mid-early 1997 after being recommended to company officials by Todd Pettingill and started using the stage name Michael Cole. He provided voiceovers for promotional videos and later became the host of the Livewire show. Cole first appeared on screen at the June 30, 1997 episode of Raw is War, interviewing the Legion of Doom, and replaced Todd Pettingill as a backstage interviewer after SummerSlam. In late 1997, Cole became one of the 3 announcers for the first hour of Monday Night Raw alongside Jim Ross and Kevin Kelly. Eventually, Cole was permanently replaced by Jerry Lawler in mid-1998. In December 1998, Cole became the regular play-by-play announcer for Raw is War, subbing for Jim Ross when Ross was ill with Bell's palsy. He continued in this role until WrestleMania 15 in March 1999. Smackdown, 1999 to 2008. When the promotion's new Smackdown television program debuted later that year, Cole was chosen to be the show's play-by-play announcer. Lawler was his original broadcast partner, but when Lawler briefly left the WWF in 2001, he was replaced by Cole's WWF Sunday Night Heat broadcast partner, Taz. After the WWE brand extension, Cole worked exclusively for the Smackdown brand, cutting down to doing play-by-play on Smackdown-only pay-per-views, while Raw-only pay-per-views were announced by the Raw announce team. Cole was rarely involved in storylines, however. He has had minor roles in storylines involving Heidenreich, Stephanie McMahon, Vito, and D-Generation X, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Chyna, and Rick Rude. His 2004 angle with Heidenreich was infamous due to an implied scene where Heidenreiched him in the arena restroom. In a 2008 interview, Heidenreich explained that the Cole rape ale was McMahon's idea and that Pulp Fiction came to mind when Stephanie McMahon approached him with the idea. He called play-by-play at the 2006 Royal Rumble match because Jim Ross, who had commentated the last 2 Royal Rumble matches with Taz, had been kayfabe, fired, and replaced by former ECW play-by-play man Joey Styles, reuniting the original SmackDown team of Cole and Jerry Lawler. On February 3, 2006, it was announced that Cole and Taz were starting a radio show on Howard Stern's Howard 100 on Sirius Satellite Radio, but the show was a trial run that only lasted a couple of weeks. On the June 9th episode of Smackdown, Cole's broadcast partner Taz left Smackdown to ECW, leaving Cole at that moment without a broadcast partner. 2 days later at ECW One Night Stand, John Bradshaw Laidfield, JBL, announced he would replace Taz as color commentator. After JBL left the broadcast booth and returned to wrestling on Raw, Jonathan Coachman became Cole's new partner on the January 4, 2008 episode of Smackdown. Coachman was then replaced by Mick Foley, beginning at Backlash. Return to Raw, 2008 to 2009. As part of the 2008 WWE Draft, Cole was drafted to the Raw brand as Jim Ross was drafted to the Smackdown brand, ending Cole's nearly 10-year run as a play-by-play commentator on Smackdown. On the July 7th episode of Raw, Cole was attacked by Kane, who repeatedly asked Cole, is he alive or dead, before Cole was saved by Jerry Lawler. Cole made his in-ring debut on the July 28th episode of Raw, teaming with Lawler against Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase for the World Tag Team Championship, but they lost after Cole inadvertently tagged himself in and was quickly pinned by Rhodes after